Well, it's a chilly morning, December 6th of 2016. We are here and it's opening morning and the sun is just poking over the mountains, and it's the beginning of my muzzleloader Ibex hunt here in New Mexico. This is one of those tags that you take it if you can get it, you know. Odds are pretty slim of drawing this tag, and the good folks over at WTA Worldwide Trophy Adventures put us in, and you know, this is one of those kind of a lottery systems. If you get lucky, you'll take it. I've just put glasses on the first Ibex I've actually witnessed myself in the field. Man, look at him. What an awesome morning. It's gonna be a good hunt. It's amazing. We're here in New Mexico hunting muzzleloader Ibex 2016.
All right, so there's a billy up here by that cave. He's facing us. If you come down that longest bluff there, he's standing right in the middle of that cave, deep in the shadow. As the pressure gets going, a lot of these billies will crawl into these caves and just sit far in the back.
No kidding.
They really won't move. He'll probably stay there most of the morning.
How many's in that group? 10, 12?
There's at least 10 or 12 of the nannies and then 3 billies. There was a couple of the immature billies further to the right, but I can't get them right now.
So now that we've seen a few Ibex, I better introduce my main man, Chris, here. He's with Jason Browning Quality Hunting here in New Mexico. Obviously, I don't know much about this place, so why don't you tell us a little bit about, you know, where we're at, what we're doing, what the game plan is.
Well, we're hunting Persian Ibex today in the Florida Mountains. We're south of Deming, New Mexico. They were introduced here in the 70s, 100% wild, free ranging. Should see quite a few Ibex today. We're looking for something probably in the 40 to 45 inch range. Would be a pretty respectable billy to take on this hunt, especially with a muzzleloader. So we'll keep running and gunning and see. We'll look at a few, and after a while we'll start picking some out that we think might be good to go after.
So is that one on the skyline? Is that the big one?
Yeah, he's the second billy. So he's going to be, as far as the billies go, he'll be the one right in the middle.
Well, things are starting to get exciting. We can't range even how far these are right now, but they're way up there in that snow chute. There's 4 billies. 3 of them look like shooters. One's really nice on his left side. He comes around and actually hooks back, but he's got about 10 inches broke on his right side. And then there's one that's got a real dark cape on him. I guess this is crunch time. Gonna go consult with the guides, kind of see what they say. They're getting pretty excited about it over there.
Ah, damn. There's 2 hunters going up there.
Well, we think we found the group we want to try to go get after, but as we got set up and started to make a game plan, we noticed there's 2 other hunters coming up the other ridge across from us. Not sure what they're gonna do. Obviously they're going after him, they see him too. We're kind of thinking there's 2 shooters we think in the bunch, so if they get a crack at one, we're thinking the whole group's gonna come to the left. So we're almost playing our odds to see if it's worth just hiking up to the top of this saddle, and then if they bump them or shoot one, or we get lucky, maybe they'll come past us and they'll still be a big one, or both big ones in there still. We're not sure. So we'll get ready and see if we can get lucky. Already got some of this stuff preloaded, pre-weighed. I'm shooting a little different load, but we use loose powder. We measure it by grains in weight, and then we're shooting a saboted bullet. We've done a lot of testing on how it shoots good. So powder, bullet. My starter's in my backpack, so we're just gonna muscle this one in. It's easier with the starter, huh? Okay, got my safety line so I know it's loaded and it's right where it needs to be. Ramrod out. Okay, put some primers in my pocket. We'll be ready to roll. We're puffing already. We just started, we're on our way. We're gonna go try. Those other hunters, they sat there and for 30 minutes, they were just about shot. And nothing ever happened. We think they just kind of worked their way and maybe it's too far for them. But they're working across underneath those ledges. So we're kind of motoring up this bottom. We're gonna try to cut them off in this big saddle behind me. We still got 1,500 yards to go to get it within range. Still 1,100 yards away. We think those people bumped them and they kind of went, instead of coming across, looks like they've turned and went straight up. Doesn't look like we might catch up with them, dang it. It's hard to know what to do, you know, when you're down there. It's like, well, do we wait and do we see? Do we go? So we just elected to stay tight and see what happened. And you can feel the wind starting to pick up. You know, we're gonna have a couple things working against us. Obviously, besides the other hunters, we've got some weather coming in, and it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30. We're on the complete opposite side of the mountain range. Plans changed kind of quick. You know, we got down and went to drive around the other side, and we ran into a handful of Border Patrol agents and helicopters and 3 different trailers full of horses, and sounds like they're after about 15 different illegals that are probably in the same couple of drainages of the mountain we're actually hunting. So there's been a lot of activity in here today. Maybe move things around, but
Chris has an answer.
no ibex. That's the long story short.
The top ones are moving to the right and the bottom ones are moving to the left.
At least 3.
No, right?
Yes. If you find the highest peak.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of ibex on this mountain. It's just a matter of where they're at, when you can get to them, and how you can get to them, and if you can get to them.
Now the first one's definitely bigger. This one reaches back pretty good, but he doesn't have much curl. But they're all going to a good spot.
Okay, well, we loaded up yesterday. As far as the muzzleloader, got it all ready to go. Went up the hill, ended up not happening. Day 2, kind of have a little superstition about leaving the load in for too long. You know, everyone's got their certain, you know, mojo that they have to run and have everything aligned right. So, well, we got a little bit of downtime before we travel from one spot to the other. We got a rock picked out just up here on a rock slide, 404 yards. So we're just gonna shoot this muzzleloader one time, reload it, put a fresh load in, and then if we have that shot again later today, we'll be ready. Have 100% confidence.
Ready.
That's only the, I think, 3rd shot that I've had through it since I cleaned it real good before we came on the trip. So no need to think twice about it now. We'll load it up, get ready for the rest of the day. So we finally found a little herd here. We're on the far north end of the mountain. We came up here yesterday. It's where we saw a couple that we thought had some potential, but they were in the next canyon over. This is the lowest bunch we found, but there's 3 or 4 billies in there. One that's got a broken, I think his left side's broke a little bit, but his right side we think is over 40 inches. So he's got our attention. They're working their way across this foothill. I don't know if they're gonna head to this other big mountain or what, so we're just kind of watching. Maybe make a game plan and make a play on this one.
Yeah, I think we all agree that he's good enough and in a advantageous place enough that we should be able to make some type of play. He's about a quarter the distance up the mountain is what most of them have been,
Yeah.
so that's a huge break for us. Is if it doesn't work out, we're not wasting half a day. With a little luck, we'll be able to drive around and get set up, maybe come up on, there's a red hill that'll put us about 1,000 yards, and from there we can get eyes on again and see if they move or if they start to bed down, and then take one of the ravines left or right and maybe make something work, and if not, at least we're not wasting a whole bunch of time.
Nothing better than hunting with your kids, your family. Cole and I haven't hunted together like this probably for, Chuck, since he was 12. I mean, we've hunted, but nothing like this for the show. Or anyway, it's good to have him with me. He's kind of my lucky charm. Casey's gone up on this point to try to glass and make sure they didn't drop down or turn around and feed back the other way. And Chris is kind of directing us up here. We're going to get about the same elevation. Just work our way back into the wind.
I went up to this point up here, and the bigger billy that we're after, and about 5 nannies are where we last saw the lowest set of nannies. The downside is they're facing away from us, and I can't find the rest of the group. So they may have already started moving in the opposite direction, or they could have just kind of come down to where we can see them around the bend. We'll have to get up higher, about another 200 yards or so, and just see if we can get any elevation on them, and see if they turn the other direction, or if they're going to cross this path right above us at about 400. So we'll hope for option B, but we need to get up there and take a look.
I can't see anything, but where he says they were last was about 40. You know, it's funny about hunting. There's a lot of highs, and there's always a handful of lows. After this stalk, the nannies pinned us down. We were busted, couldn't move an inch. The sun was shining right on us. We were kind of exposed. Long story short, no bueno.
He's coming down that rock slide though. The rock slide is that there's like a ridge line, so I think that's the only rock slide I see right now.
This could be the lucky break we're looking for. The wind's blowing real hard, and so I'd like to get closer, but okay, we're gonna have to kind of just spread out on this rock. It's jagged, it's cliffy, so getting a cameraman right behind you and everything, and spotters, and the wind's blowing, you can hardly hear. Anyway, it's gonna be a little bit of a rodeo. I'm gonna probably have to sneak out on this edge. Brian's gonna have to hug the rock. Anyway, it's about 450 yards to the top of the rock slide. I think he's coming down. We're gonna get set up right now. Ready. He went up the hill. I gave it a click. Perfect. Wind felt good. I held just under 4 minutes. I think I just shot right over the top of his back. So one of the worst things about filming for a dang TV show is when you miss, you know? Because you're feeling all these emotions and you want to be mad and you want to, you know, and then put the camera in your face and I go, so tell me how you feel right now. I missed. You know, I'd ranged that bush and I knew it was 360, like 2, shoot 2 was like 351. So I dialed to 350, and then as he went away and went up, I got reached up and gave it a couple of clicks on that turret, which really shouldn't have been that much, because there's bigger problems in life than worrying about missing one ibex on day 2. So, a few wounds, like we've done a few times today. Pick yourself up, and all you can do is keep trying. Cut to commercial. I'm tired of telling you about my feelings, okay? Well, it feels about 20 degrees colder today and about 15 miles an hour more wind. It's real chilly. We're back up to the same glassing point we've been the last 3 mornings. Sun's just coming up. Came close last night, just didn't work out. So we're back here trying to locate another one. We're just trying to keep warm, stay low out of the wind, and hopefully turn one up. It's cold, and it's windy, and it's all my fault. We haven't seen an ibex all morning. It's just whipping. The wind is terrible.
Well, here we are, morning of day 3. Started off pretty rough. It's been pretty windy all morning. You can see it's calmed down quite a bit now. Haven't spotted very many, but we've just spotted a group way up there towards the furthest rocks that you can see. I don't know exactly how far, a couple miles away. It's a big group, several billies in it, several shooter billies, one of which we think could be probably the biggest billy we've seen on the trip so far. So right now we're keeping an eye on them and see where they move. And then after that we'll get a game plan together and try to get up and get in position to get a shot. So
looks like we're going on a hike. Biggest billy of the trip that we've seen so far was spotted this morning from a couple miles away. We're here now, and we're gonna make the trek to the top of that mountain behind us. Brian, who's running the camera, we had a really kind of a tough spot that we were in yesterday, and we had to hold still for like 45 minutes, kind of uncomfortably on a rock. And anyway, before Brian started cramping up, he hasn't really recovered from it. So going back up this mountain is probably not going to be doable for him. So we're going to give the camera to Cole, and between him and me, we can probably figure out how to run it. This is day 3, Ibex, New Mexico. Sometimes you got to pay your dues before you get lucky. Hopefully we paid our dues. Okay, we're on this cliff edge. We know that there's ibex right here. There was 2 billies. They went around. We hope they're coming back. It's about 450 yards, so it's going to be the longest shot we probably want to attempt. We've got about a 6 to 8 mile an hour wind right to left. A bunch of nannies. The nannies actually got us pegged. The billies went around. We're going to get set up right here in case they come back. Hopefully they will. Okay, looks like they're coming back.
yeah, we got the top rock there is 450, 450. The bottom rock, that's bottom billy's turn, 430.
Shoot 2 is 430.
Shoot 2, 430.
Stoned him. Huh? Stoned him.
Stoned him. There was no ice even saw in the scope.
He set up and he just got himself tucked in behind some rocks. Since he stayed there, he showed his butt a little bit, he'd show his head. Then the nannies started to kind of sneak away a little bit. He made one last little move. We had to make a quick range adjustment. Shot him about 450 and saw the smoke go off. Seemed like about a second and a half later he got slammed into the rocks. 4 legs went straight. He nose dove right behind that little rock that's on that IV line there. I saw his head come up for about half a second and then looked like he expired right where he fell over. So it's about the happiest ending that we could come up with.
This is the cameraman right here. If it's crappy, it's his fault.
But it's not crappy, it's pretty good. Cameraman of the Year award.
That's awesome.
Dead Ibex!
Finally.
Dead Ibex!
Got him down here. 75 yards. You can just barely see him through the trees, so we couldn't tell if he was breathing or not. But he's laying upside down, so it's a done deal.
Chris! We got him!
That's a good Billy, man. Congratulations.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
He sure looks good.
Yeah, he smells even better.
Feels good. If you've been on this mountain or you've hunted terrain like this, I'm sure you know the feeling. Look at those horns, buddy. That was a quartering shot, still tricky, and at 450, I had a perfect rest though. Built it up perfect, it felt good, and it all aligned.
Well, boys, what do you think?
Oh, we got it done.
It's official.